Alright guys, today we will be learning about the real number system. The real number system is just a way to classify numbers. Now, just like you are classified as students, we are classified as teachers. So it is the same way with numbers. We do classify them. Now, the real number system. The real number system is all the points on a number line. So the real number system is just all the numbers that we use every day. So that is simple as that. So all the numbers are classified. If you see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 5 groups. Now here, these are within this big group. All right, so it is very important that you learn the names and how they are placed on the number system or on the graphic organizer. Most of the questions from your STAR, that's how they are questioned. All right, so the first one that you need to know is called natural numbers. So natural numbers. Now the way for you to remember this, ask yourself, what are the numbers that you naturally learn when you're little? So when you are, learning your numbers, what do you learn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. Now these are also called counting numbers. So counting numbers, so the numbers that you count with, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, so on, all the way to infinity, really. So natural numbers are just counting numbers. Now, natural numbers do not include fractions and do not include decimals. So I know that you do not count with decimals or fractions. So natural numbers is just your counting numbers. Then we have whole numbers. Whole numbers, again, as a whole, no fractions, no decimals. It does include the counting numbers, so you can see it's inside the whole numbers. But whole numbers also include 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. So whole numbers also include 0. So that is the only difference between the whole and the natural or the counting. Now you do not count with 0. You don't say 0, 1, 2, 3 when you're counting. All right, so keep that in mind. Now the next one are integers. Integers. So same thing with integers. You do not have fractions and you do not have decimals. Integers include the whole numbers and the natural, but it also includes negatives. So negative numbers. Negative numbers. So these are positive and negative numbers. So what does that mean? -1, -2, or +1, +2. So negative numbers and positive numbers. So no fractions and no decimals in this section as well. All right. Now we have rational numbers. So rational numbers. Now, rational numbers includes all of these, includes the positive, the 0, the negatives, but this is where it does have fractions and decimals. So it does have fractions and decimals. So for example, we have 4.5, -1.5. We can have 1.23 repeating. Now, the reason why this one is here is because it's a pattern. So rational numbers, remember when we talked about irrational didn't make sense? Well, rational does make sense. Rational has a pattern, so that means they repeat. You can have repeating decimals and terminating decimals. What is terminating? Terminating just means that it ends. That's it. So you have fractions. So rational numbers are decimals and fractions, and it also includes integers, wholes, and natural. On this side right here, we have irrational numbers. Irrational numbers. So irrational numbers, if you remember from the first lesson, what does it include? It includes non-perfect squares. What does that mean? Non-perfect squares are numbers that never end. Decimals that never end and do not have a pattern. So decimals that never end and no pattern. So here we have a decimal that never ends, but it does have a pattern because it just keeps repeating, right? Or we can say 25, 25, 25. They have a pattern. Now in this side, it does not have a pattern. If you remember, we did square root of 13. Square root of 13 was a decimal that never ends. And if you went ahead and put it on the calculator, square root of 13 never ends and it does not have a pattern. Same thing with square root of 50. Now, another important number that is irrational is pi. So pi is not only 3.14, pi keeps on going and going and going forever, and it does not have a pattern. All right. So one important thing that you need to know about this is that you need to remember where are the names located. Now you can definitely create, something for you to remember it. That's definitely a way that you can do that. I like to start off with the numbers that I first learned when I was little, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are my natural numbers. Then we come whole numbers. We add that 0. And then we learn about integers. And then we have your fractions and your decimals. So natural, whole, integers, and rational numbers. Now, then you have irrational at the side. So on one side, we have numbers that don't make sense. The other side, we have numbers that do make sense. All right, so what I want you to remember about this lesson is definitely where the numbers are located. I want you to remember where the names are located. That is how you are tested on your STAR test or on a test. Now, another one that I want to go over is this question right here. So look at this question right here. It says, according to the diagram, which statement is not true? So first, we are looking at the statement that is not true, okay? The way that you do these, now you have here, look at your multiple choice. It says, all counting numbers are also rational numbers. All rational numbers are real numbers. So yes, all numbers are real. So that's what it's called, the real number system. All whole numbers are integers, or all rational numbers are integers. Okay, so the way that you have to remember this is by drawing an arrow. So you draw an arrow going up. So if you look at this, so it's asking for which one is not true. If it goes up, that means it is true. Okay, so we're gonna look at this. It says counting numbers are rational. So counting is right here. Counting to rational. Counting to rational. Did it go up? Yes, it did. So that one is true. So again, look at the first one, counting to rational. So that is true. Rational to real. So rational is right here. And real is right here. Rational to real. Did it go up? Yes, it did. All right, let's look at the next one. All whole numbers are integers. So whole numbers and integers. So whole is right here. Let me go ahead and erase this so it doesn't confuse you. Whole is right here. And then integers is right here. So whole to integer. whole to integer. Did it go up? Yes, it did. All right, let's look at the last one. All rational numbers are integers. Rational numbers to integers. What happened there? Rational numbers to integers. Did it go up or did it go down? Well, it went down from rational to integers. So read your question. Rational to integers. It went down. So this one is not true. Again, make sure that you, of course, read your question when you are being asked. So either on a STAR test or on a test, you will be asked these type of questions. So you will need to use the up arrow in order to figure it out. Or on the other type of questions, you need to know where your names are located. So where your names are located. Now, after this lesson, please make sure that you complete your guided practice and your independent practice. Most of the stuff on your guided and independent is knowing where the items are located, the names are located. All right, if you have any questions over this lesson, please contact me. Thank you so much.